Louise, you do so many things for us, and then all those other things you do with James Shaw and whatchamacallit. I hope you have time to work on getting your home in Wellington.
I know, I know. Um, hey, unrelated to this, by any chance, do you or Denny or anyone else on this call know of a commercial agent in Florida who has written a lease for a daycare center?
Yeah, that seems like it would be a great chat. What's it called? Chat CPU thing.
Oh, Chat GPT?
Yeah.
But why? They're not going to be able to refer me to anyone. They're just be able to tell me how to
Well,
word my request.
well, you want an agent or you want a lease?
I'm looking for an agent, a commercial agent who has written leases for daycare centers in the past.
I don't understand all these things. Okay, well, I don't know. Put it in the chat. That gives me the EBGBs just thinking about owning a daycare center.
No, I'm part owner in one. It's a beautiful business to be in.
Good. Well, hey, I made you co-host. Uh, you may be able to help out letting people in. We got a bunch coming. It must be top of the hour. I see Susan from California. Hey, Susan, I'm in Phoenix and I'm on, I think, the same time. It's 10 a.m., right?
That is right.
10 a.m. Awesome. Well, welcome to Denny's Mastery Call, and I appreciate being on today. This is Mastery Role Play, and we follow the format, you guys, question-based, listening enhanced conversations. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to join us live, all you have to do is send me an email at coachdannygrimes@gmail. I'll send it to my assistant. They'll give you an invite, and you'll be able to join us and get a reminder every week. If you haven't been to my YouTube channel, please go to that. We have just over 800 subscribers, 230 different videos that you could watch. So if you're having a problem sleeping, run a few of those. You'll go right to sleep. We've got a familiar group here. This is Mastery. So what we want to do is we're going to get into maybe a little bit more of the finer points. We attempt to keep it moving briskly. And these can be calls, outbound calls. It could be basically handling an inbound call, objections at the table, everything but Uber Eats. My assistant and co-host is here, Louise from Wellington almost. And thank you for being on, everybody. And so we had playing on Recon, which is our daily role play, kind of a cool little game. I thought went really well, Louise. However, let's start out with some wild card. And we have a new system that we worked this on Recon. If you want to be an agent, you raise your hand. You have those reactions at the bottom. If you don't want to be an agent, you want to be a buyer or seller, expired, for sale by owner, and you want to play that role, which you don't have to follow a script. You can be as nice or as mean as you want to be. You put your thumbs up. And what we're going to do in this wild card round, because Louise had the idea that we basically mixed it up. We're going to throw you something that might be right in the left field. So if you're game for a wild card match, you just let us know if it's a call or at the table, and we're going to throw you something and see how you handle it, because that's real life, isn't it, Louise?
Absolutely.
So we have some hands up. Yes, Dr. Lauren seems to be the first one. She's opening her Bible, looks like, so she can say a quick prayer before she goes on stage. And so what would you like to do today, Dr. Lauren?
For sale by owner. Let's do a call because I did in person earlier. So
All right. Well, I got some thumbs up. Louise, I'll let you take it over from here. It'll be 90 seconds.
Okay.
who am I calling?
You're calling me.
Oh, calling you. Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. I'm
You've
calling
reached the
about.
voicemail for Louise Weiss. Nothing joking.
Hello. I'm calling about the home for sale. Is this the owner?
Yes.
Wonderful. My name is Dr. Lauren Goodwin. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, I'm Louise Weiss. I'm the owner of the house.
Fantastic, Louise. I'm the neighborhood realtor, and the reason for my call is twofold. One, to see if you are cooperating with real estate agents that bring you buyers. Are you?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. And two, because we know that studies tell us if you're not successful as an unprotected seller, then you'll be hiring an agent. So my question is, what are your plans if you can't get the home sold on your own?
I guess we would be hiring an agent.
Oh, that is so wonderful. And how long do you plan on trying it on your own?
We're gonna give it a month.
Wonderful. Okay, you're going to give it a month. You mentioned after that month, you're going to be hiring an agent. Do you have an agent in mind that you're going to be hiring?
I said if we are not successful, we would hire an agent, but I'm confident we'll find success.
Wonderful. And I appreciate that confidence. Where the home does sell, where are you moving to?
We're moving to Wellington
You're moving to Wellington. Wonderful. And how soon would you like to be there?
yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. Okay. And you're going to wait a month before hiring an agent? Is that right?
Yes. I mean, the market is light with inventory, right? Haven't you? Don't you agree?
Yeah, the market is light with inventory. And still, you've been on the market for how long?
We listed it Wednesday and we're having an open house this weekend.
Okay,
Time.
and any offers come in?
Time. Wow. Dr. Lauren has her bull ride down pat. I really love the bull ride. So I'm going to throw something out there, and then I think Cindy or somebody else may be able to have a little feedback. Even Louise can say something. What do you think of the idea? When I like the fact, I mean, Dr. Lauren has earned the right to call herself doctor, and that to me is amazing. However, from someone hearing it, she's a PhD, I believe. She's not an MD. I wonder if that's a little confusing for somebody hearing it for the first time. I wonder if you'd say one of the few doctors that still makes house calls.
I like that.
Yes, I thought about that. I thought about
It,
that.
it would just be a little bit of a chuckle, and it would then tie in the doctor to real estate.
Yes.
However, when I mean, does anybody else have any thought on that? If you were hearing it for the first time?
No, I've done that with her.
Okay.
Yeah, we've
So-
both heard that before.
We've had that conversation.
Yeah, I actually felt the same way when I first heard it. I'm like, But then it got me as a seller prospect. I went the rabbit hole. Was like, well, what kind of doctor do you? What kind of doctor are you? So usually when people say doctor, is the physicians or the MDs. But I like the way, Denny, when you tie that in, what doctors make house calls. So I think that is actually a nice segue.
Yeah, yes, and you could even go in. I don't think you need to make your introduction like 3 minutes, and to say, well, I know it confuses a lot of people. I'm a PhD. However, I am a real estate agent, or I am a doctor that makes house calls or whatever. You can experiment with it. Let's go back to the role play.
Okay.
Who has some thoughts or questions about it? Because there's a lesson, I think, to be learned in something. I want you guys to understand when a for sale by owner or any kind of seller wants to wait, there is a risk. And so it's not only a timing issue, it could be a market risk issue. So, but before I give you my 2 cents, does anybody have any feedback for Dr. Lauren, PhD, who makes house calls?
Danny, the first part is, I think it's going to be universal Dr. Lawrence expired call script. That's so perfect. I love it. But after that part, it just lights down. I would be kind of continue to be that direct, because you're very direct in the opening, and then you start playing around, the question. I would just ask what scares you or what concerns you about hiring an agent. That would, be a little more direct. Otherwise, it's a perfect script. I love it.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate that.
One more. Anybody
I
else?
just thought that if Lauren, if you can, instead of saying that I just reached, is this Louise or who are you? Just assume that you did reach that person, because more chances are if they're doing a FISBO, they're pretty much entering their phone number in there and it's them. So I think just cut out those. Just be direct. Hi, I'm calling about the house for sale. Did I just reach the owner? Or hi, I'm just calling about the house for sale. Okay, what do you want to know about it? So, short and point.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So here we go. Here's my point. Just like Tanner said, what concerns you about hiring an agent? I want you to think of it differently. How about this question? I've never heard it. What concerns you the most about selling the house unassisted? You realize there are children playing with scissors. If you have that mindset, what seeds could you be planting? Number one, I can tell you I don't know Palm Beach market, but I know Fort Myers, Southwest Florida, and we're right across the state. Our inventory is growing. And so therefore, when the customer says, well, there's not a lot of inventory, well, okay, well, what makes you say that? Actually inventory is highest level in 10 years. Did you know that? And so what can a risk be for a seller that wants to wait before they hire an agent? Give me one.
Well, the days on market.
Okay, days on market could be, and you could leverage that. What else?
Getting lucky with a buyer that may not end up closing and waste your time and energy.
And more competition with other properties coming on the market.
Okay. What about market risk, you guys? We're seeing downward pressure on prices. Now, that's not, of course, universal. I don't know. You'll have to know your market. But however, it's not COVID years. Our market's not going up like a gas pump where the numbers keep climbing, right? So the other thing is, will an unassisted seller be successful in selling their home? Yes or no, generally speaking?
Yeah.
What would be the biggest risk for them to do that?
Leave money on the table.
Yeah.
There you go. So I want you always to remember at the table that, hey, look, I can sell my house myself. Don't fight them. I'm sure you can. The question is, how much money are you willing to leave on the table? You have to have that brick upside the head. There's a book like that get them into curiosity, because listen, we work at this full time and the market still surprises us, doesn't it? So, I mean, what's interesting is I don't think anyone out there for sale by owner, unassisted seller, actually cuts their own hair to save money, yet they'll sell their house to save money. Makes no sense. Next, Louise.
Okay. The thumbs up system isn't working well because it's not an icon that stays, but I do remember that Jasmine had her thumb up.
I guess you're gonna have to pick him, Louise, just like randomly.
I know. Or ask people to put their virtual hats on. Okay, so Jasmine and Tanner, what about you?
Tanner, what's it going to be?
I'd like to try one of those cards that Louise had. Let's, if she still has them.
Yeah, don't put them in the chat. Just pick one at random and throw it to Tanner.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to work with only one agent.
Buyer or
This would be a
seller?
buyer. This would be a
Okay.
buyer.
Jazz, Jazz, can I call you Jazz? Jazz, you're the buyer. That's your objection. All right, we always start this way. You ready to move forward? Jazz, go.
Hello?
No, it's at the table, right? Or is it on the
Oh,
phone?
it's at the table. Okay.
Table. Tanner just asked you ready to move forward? And you say what?
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what, Tanner? Thanks for all that you said to me, but I think I want to work with a couple of agents.
I understand. I mean, could you just tell me, if you don't mind, so you're going to work with an agent, but you just want to work with more than one, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, I just want to see who can show me the best house out there, since whoever is doing the best job while we're in the process of finding the house.
Sure, of course. And how would you determine who's showing you the best house and all that service? What would be the criteria for that?
Whoever brings me the best house, whoever can show me the best house.
Of course. And if you don't mind me asking, so what's the reason you're making the move?
The reason I want to move? Oh, I'm just ready to get into a house now. Tired of living in an apartment.
Congratulations, and I'm glad you have made that decision. And what does the perfect house look like to you, the best house that you're expecting an agent to bring you?
Oh, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Just great neighborhood.
Okay, obviously I would go into a little more details, to really find it, because I'm really interested in finding you that right house. But also I'm a little bit confused. What you said, whoever brings you the best house, what's the best house?
You know what? When I go inside the house, I'll know what the best house is when I see
Tanner,
the house.
Jazz, nice job. Hang on, give me 30 more seconds. You're focusing on the wrong thing. which is the best house.
Is it? Okay.
So where,
The-
what is the danger? Tanner, I'm gonna give you a clue. What is the danger of a buyer thinking they can work with multiple agents and win? That's where you should be drilling.
Okay. So
30 seconds, go.
So Jasmine, so you mentioned you want the best house, and obviously, as a professional, I do this for a living, and when I, have somebody hired me, I would always have the preference to show the best houses to those people. Now, the fact that you not want to tie it up with anybody, you don't want to hire up anybody, do you think that would work against you or in your favor, being like kind of the second option for all agents that you don't want to just.
Okay, nice recovery. Do you guys see what he's talking about here? She wants the best house.
Yeah.
So imagine, okay, so Jazz, you want the best house. You keep saying that. Well, let me ask you, these agents have customers that have basically authorized them to be their agent. They're
Mhm.
obligated to show those people the best houses first.
Mm,
So guess what? You're never going to see a best house.
mm.
Does that make sense? So do you all see where I'm going with that? So don't go down the path of what a best house look like. You're never going to see one.
That was,
Any thoughts on that, you guys?
that was good, Danny. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's good because you want to show that you're not their top. And I think, Jenna, you were kind of getting to that point where you were saying that, you're going to be kind of getting the leftovers and the scraps. So that's a good point.
Well, the other thing too is I'll just give you another one. Will the best agents have to pick up the crumbs? Like imagine, I'll make you a weird analogy. We were talking about analogies today on Recon, and I don't know if I would really use this. However, you guys are a family. I mean, if you really find the right person that you want to get serious about, does dating other people simultaneously generally work out to find a really good catch?
No.
No. I mean, you're going to be, the people who can't get a date will pick up the crumbs. I'm not saying you guys are crumbs, but however, when you find somebody that's decent, they can kind of name their game. So not only will you not have the best house, you won't have the best representation either. Anyway, go ahead. Who's next?
That was good. Oh, okay. We
And
have,
Denny, I have a question, Denny. I'm sorry, Luis. Would you at this point educate them that you can't show houses without getting a signature well, at least over here we can't. But isn't that at that moment you would just educate them a little bit? Or
Yeah, well, the National Association deal that's on the table that may be ratified in July is doing us a favor because we can't do that. So, I mean, we are going to spend a lot more time on your value proposition, on your menu of what your fees are going to be, and that we're going to be focusing on that as we get towards July. So, yes, you would want to educate them on that.
okay.
Okay, who's next?
we have Kendra and Susan back to back.
Kendra, this is a treat. We missed you on Recon the last couple of days, I think.
Yeah, every day I'm hustling, showing properties, getting listings.
So,
Good job.
what are we doing, Kendra?
I would like to call expired.
Expired, okay.
Susan's
who's
a
it-
good one.
Who's
Right.
expired?
Susan is a great one for that because she calls expired. She'll give you a real life scenario.
Yeah. All right. Susan is a pretty frank. Okay. All right, here we go. Ring, ring.
Hi, is this Susan?
This is she.
Hi, Susan. This is Kendra with Keller Williams. I'm calling in reference to your property 123 Banana Street. Is it still available or have you sold it privately?
Oh, no, we're taking off the market.
Oh no, I saw that it was on the market for quite some time. What happened?
Nothing. Hey, I gotta go. So if you're looking for a listing, we're not selling yet.
All right,
Just-
click.
You just
I
hang
hung
up
up.
on her?
Yep.
Is that how you do it in real life?
No,
Why? All right. Well, tell me more. I'm curious.
I just wasn't feeling it.
Okay. You want
Can
to?
I give you a pointer on that, Kendra?
Sure, Go ahead.
I don't know how long you stay on the phone, but if you get that one person on the phone, you don't, and they answer, you better call them back until they pick up.
Mm-hmm.
That means that number is real, and that person is the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so Kendra, you hung up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you
you
did-
hung up? I thought she hung up.
No, she hung up.
So
Kendra, you hung up on the owner?
I did.
oh,
I'm
okay,
taking your Oscar back.
That's fine.
all right. So you didn't like the way the role play was going?
No, I did not like it.
Well, if that happened in reality, how would you handle it?
I'm not sure.
All right. All right, well,
I'll
let's,
play nice. Go ahead and try it again.
all right, let me reset my clock. And here we go again. Go.
You could, okay, can I just say something? You can be yourself. I just got flustered in that moment, and that's a decision I decided to take. So let's do it again and be yourself. And you'll have my full undivided attention.
Okay, well, if that ever happens in real life where you have to collect yourself, call them right back. I'm sorry we got cut off.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Start with that. All right,
Yes.
let's hear it.
All right, ring ring.
Hi,
Hi, is this Susan?
this is she.
Hi, Susan. This is Kendra with Keller Williams. I'm calling in reference to your property, 123 Main Street. Is it still available, or have you sold it privately?
Oh no, we're taking off the market.
Oh, I saw that it was on the market for quite some time. What happened?
Nothing. We're not selling it.
No, so you decided to stay.
Yeah.
Okay, if I brought you a full price offer with the terms that you would agree to, would you consider it?
Maybe, but right now we're not thinking about it. We're taking a break.
Understandable. Let me ask you this, Susan. Had you sold, or when you sell, what would you move to?
Well, it didn't sell. If you can definitely give me a call back maybe half a year from now. But right now we're gonna regroup.
Understandable. And in the perfect world, Susan, how soon would you want to be in your new place?
Well, right now, like I say, we just taking off the market. We didn't have any buyers. But if you're interested, definitely reach out to my agent.
Okay, I'll call you back in 6 months.
All right.
Okay, minute 25, that's your 90 seconds. All right, so were you biting your lip there, Kendra? What do you think of that one?
Really that nice in Jersey? Are you from Jersey, right?
No, I'm not from Jersey.
Oh,
I think
okay.
she's Florida.
Okay. No, okay. I'm in Atlanta, but I was born in New York. So, okay, I want to explain something, and I know I don't want to take up too much time. I don't know what it is. Right now, I'm feeling very frustrated. And
Okay.
it's nothing you guys did. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just came onto this call with negative energy. And if I get into a call where either I'm distracted or I'm not feeling the call, I typically will hang up, and I typically will realize my mistake. Then I will call back and say, sorry, we got disconnected, and then try to continue the call.
Got it. Well, that is actually a pretty good little tidbit for people, because we were doing a role play on recon today and with a regular, and he was kind of like a little bit off. He was just discombobulated. And so I guess that's okay. Let's go back to the call, and it's possible that you're going to find someone just a little bit, they've been through it. They don't want to sell now, right? You did everything right. There's only one thing that I would suggest, and I will throw this out to you, Kendra, because you make a lot of calls. You're one of our star outbound caller agents. If I brought you an offer, a full price offer, if it was acceptable, I think that might solicit the normal response. Well, do you have a buyer? Now we're going down that road before. What would you think if it would not be a better way to say, if you had an offer yesterday it takes you out of the picture, or if you had an offer like at midnight last night before this expired, that'll let you get to where you're going, would you have considered it? And
like
there's
that.
only one more thing that I would have said. If you got, they're kind of like, they just been broken up. They're left at the altar. Who knows what? They're not in a good emotional state. And maybe I would have said, well, before I let you go, I mean, there was 18 homes that sold in your price range in the last 3 months. Are you at all curious why your home didn't sell? I mean, the market is there and your home didn't sell. Are you at least curious? So it might be helpful information when you are ready. That's kind of a maybe a little bit like, I'm going to back off. Obviously, they're not, don't press them. However, lay something out there that may create some curiosity. And you know what? You talk about negative energy. I mean, yes, we all have those times when we're calling. They have those times when they're calling. And you know what? The next time you make the second call, whether it be the next day or next week, I think you'd follow up before 6 months. Might find them in a completely different mood. Any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of calls too, Danny, and typically the newer ones are very not too different than Susan. They're kind of very cold because a lot of people call them, and many of them even use profanity. I call so it's normal, I guess. Like, and people are just frustrated. They don't want to sell anymore, this and that. So, but I'm sure Kendra just having a bad day. She's great.
So you just have to understand that when you actually call these people, they're getting hounded by agents at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. And then you call them and they decide to pick up your call compared to others. You have to understand where their shoes are coming from. Like, you had to meet them at their place and try to be understanding and not just ask them things that can to start a dialogue. Once when you connect with them, then you hang up and then call them back later, but not try to set an appointment and like, do you want to sell your home? Because to me, you sound like I would sound very, very salesy. Everybody, okay, when are you gonna plan on selling? So my script was a little bit different. It's a lot more direct than rather than when are you,
Well, you're up
selling
next,
home.
Susan. You're up next, Susan. So we
Okay.
can hear it. And for the guys on here, if you happen to have a sweetie or married or a significant other, you believe in follow-up because you didn't get that person on the first date. Okay. So I mean, I was turned down too before my wife said yes. All right. So we're going to play, Susan. You are going to be calling. And let's see. Louise, I have Tim with his camera on.
I was
Tim,
thinking of Tim too. Yes.
we're channeling Tim.
Hi, guys.
So Susan is a great outbound caller. Is this going to be an expired or by owner, Susan?
Probably expired.
All right, Tim, you ready?
Yeah.
So hang up on her just to make it even. Okay, ready, go.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, this is Susan. I was calling about 123 Maple Street. When will you be putting the property back on the market?
Yeah, I don't plan on selling anymore.
Oh my gosh. What happened? What changed?
My house is on the market for over 4 months, and we were getting showings sporadically. But I had to kind of maintain the property or kind of like have it in tip-top shape every single day. And I'm just tired. It didn't sell, so I just plan on saying no.
I totally relate. I mean, it's certainly a pain when you have to keep your house tip-top shape every day. Just out of curiosity, what was your plan when you did have the house on the market? Where are you moving to?
Well, I was planning to sell my house and move to the other side of the state of Florida, so by the beach. So that was the plan, but I don't know, it didn't happen. So I'm just content staying here now.
Oh, I see. So by the beach, what would it do for you and your family having moved to the beach?
It'd be really nice to be able to walk the beach. Maybe not every morning, but every maybe a few times a week.
Wow, that is very nice, isn't it? And what's important about that?
Peace.
There's 90 seconds. All right, Louise, you love to give Susan feedback. What do you have to say for Susan?
You went
Bring it
really,
on.
really deep, and you went really, really deep, and I felt it like dragged the conversation out. It didn't seem like typical Susan.
No, it did not. Susan, you're getting soft.
Well,
She got hung up on. She's trying to get over it.
So interesting. Yeah, Susan, you were going deep, deep, deep on the motivation there. And if you feel it and they're cooperating, you can take that path. Just understand that path has a very abrupt ending, because whatever timer inside or outside they're looking at, they can change just like that. So if you have a limited amount of time and you go 5 deep, great, but you're not, I don't know if you really struck oil. Here's the interesting thing is that I'm going back to the statement I just made. First of all, you followed the model beautifully. You went to motivation. And rather than going deep, I would have just said, is it still your goal to get to the beach? I just did that one statement. Well, 18 homes sold in your price range in the last 60 days. So the market's very attractive for you right now. So are you not curious why your home didn't sell? And it could just be a little bit of a tweak that could get you to the beach. Would that be worth a conversation? I mean, that's where I would have gone, because so just put yourself, and you were talking about, Susan, the mindset of an expired whatever. What's going through their mind? They think their house stinks or something. They're unsuccessful. They're angry. I mean, so give them hope. When you say that many homes sold, and if they had an idea going back to the other agent, and you say, well, 18 homes, I'm making it up, but whatever the number is, do you think that might question their agent's ability without really knocking the agent? Put that seed of doubt and that seed of hope in their mind at the same time. That's my only input on that.
yeah. So as far as Tim goes, when he told me that he wasn't getting that many calls, to me, I already assessed that as price. So basically, I want to get into my next question before you stop me was, okay, if I could make that happen, is this something that you still like to do? And then if you say no, then I said, how will you be going to the beach if in the next few years? How soon do you want to make that happen? Like, what's the time frame? So I have not gotten that yet. I just want to get an idea, like his motivation, how deep it is. And then for him to paint, I got him to paint me his picture, his dream, and his desire to go there. So I got him to talk to me about his emotions.
I don't disagree with that whatsoever. I mean, generally we're doing our 90 seconds, and if someone's talking, you're going to have more time. So
Yeah.
you were laying a good foundation and probably could have brought that around to an appointment. One thing, Tim, I'm going to give you a knuckle bump on, and I haven't heard it a lot, but it's a very common objection for a seller to basically have their home spick and span every single day, waiting on a showing that never happens. That is very frustrating for sellers.
Yeah.
So next.
Hey, Denny.
Yeah.
Before we do anything, can I ask, your line of XYZ happened in the market in the last 60 days. What was your follow-up question?
Are you
said it
at all
twice now.
yeah, are you at all curious why your home didn't sell?
Okay.
I mean, the other statement I made today, which I didn't make earlier, is like, so the market is active for your area. So are you at all curious why your home didn't sell? Because many times they're going to think it's the market. You heard the interest rates. Well, if you show them that all these other sellers are successful, that might give them hope, which may give you an open door.
So just out of curiosity, we're throwing out a blanket statement out there like XYZ home. So if you're making a call on an expired, because it's not like just one MLS area, like it's broad. You could go like 5-10 mile radius out. So it's very different. But for me, it's very different market. How can I, on the spur of the moment, without having to go through my MLS, how do I know? And I don't want to, I want to give them the right amount, like how many.
Susan, do you have hot sheets on your MLS? What they call hot sheets? And you can, and I don't know if you can do this, but in our MLS, we can set up alerts that gives us an update on the market every single day. So if you're looking, I might do it by county, because like you said, there's the range of where you're calling might be too far. But if you can get them to send you that alert, then you just pull that alert up and you say, okay, 10 homes have sold from this date to this date. So you might be able to set up in your MLS.
just like we do the CMA, Susan, you could go back 60 days and see how many homes have sold. Now, I call specific zip codes. I don't just call randomly everybody. And you could just pull all those zip codes and write it in front of you if you really have to, and then it would make it easier. So when that person answers from that zip code, you have it right there.
Well, Tana, if you know, I coming from New York City.
Yeah.
Think about New York has 1001, 102, and within that 10, you could have like thousands of people, 1,000 of home.
Okay,
But what-
let me help you. Let me help you. I'm not a big believer in finding it when you finally use a source like Land Voice, Vulcan, or whatever. You haven't expired. It just came up. There's some agents who'll spend 3 hours researching that. One, make the call. However, you'd only have to do this research maybe once a week. And if you're in a very populated area like in New York, say, well, I don't know if you know this, but you know, we're selling 17 houses a day. And are you curious why your home didn't, why your co-op didn't sell? I mean, use something that, and it's very easy to determine. I would use zip code, and you probably have zip code, and that would be pretty easy. If there's a big number, just break it down by day.
You know, conversely, do we really even need, oh, sorry, Danny, I interrupted.
No, that's okay.
Do we really even need to know the number? I mean, I don't know what's happening in your market, but over here, I keep it vague, you know, how homes are selling, condos are selling, this, that, or the other, things like yours are selling.
Market though, you know, if there's areas that really don't have much activity, you tell them, you know, 18 homes sold, you might come across kind of like, you know, BS in them. There is like areas, people know their neighborhoods more or less a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is why you wouldn't give them a number.
Well,
How would you
right.
say it, Joe?
I'd say, hey, you know, there's been a lot of properties that have been selling in Medford. What happened here might be maybe not that line, but you know, the general idea.
People hold the
Maybe it just
golf.
might be more enticing with the number.
Well, I just think, and again, this is your less filling tastes great argument. There's no right or wrong. For me, I like to be I'm not a high detail person, but other agents will say that. How's the market? It's good. Like, well, I would respect somebody. Well, you know, in Medford, there were 17 houses that sold in the last 90 days. To me, that just adds credibility, but you don't, if it takes you hours to do, just make the call. All right, speaking of making a call, let's do one. Let's do a wild card. This one is going to be at the table. Louise, pull a card, and then the next person up is going to be, Jazz is going to be the agent.
Oh, goodness. I put my cards away, but let me see what I can remember.
Can't just do an expired call.
Yeah.
You want to do an expired call?
Yes, please.
All right, Jazz. All right, you're calling Nicholas or Joe. I'm sorry.
Joe, okay, be nice, Joe. Okay. Hi, Joe. This is Jasmine Luke with Keller Williams.
Who?
Oh, sorry. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Joe?
Yes.
Hi, Joe. This is Jasmine Luke with Keller Williams. I'm calling reference to your property at 123 Main Street. Is it still available, or did you sell it privately?
You know, it's off the market right now.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Now, may I ask you, why do you think it didn't come off the market?
Oh, we pulled it off the market.
Oh, you pulled it off. Oh, why did you pull it off?
You know, we're going to do some renovations.
Oh, were you advised to do renovations, or you don't want to move, or why would you want to do renovations?
All right, no, wait a minute,
well-
wait a minute. I'm going to stop you. I'm going to let you reframe that. Now,
Okay.
whose is that? Is that Kendra's opening? Whose is that?
It
mean,
is. It's Kendra's opening.
Yes, all right. So good. Good. So you just asked 3 questions. So right now
I
you're
know.
scrambling. So how did you get off track?
I wanted, well, as the words came out of my mouth, I realized I need to find out why he's renovating, because, you know, is he doing it to make the house sell better, or
Well, ask him. Just ask the question.
just one question? Okay.
Go.
Joe, why are you renovating the home?
Well, you know, we've been getting a lot of feedback that the bathrooms need to be updated, and, you know, so we're gonna take care of that, and then we're gonna come back to market.
Sure. Well, how long, how many people told you that? How many people came to see
All
the
right,
house
wait a
and
minute.
told you that?
Okay, that's great. That's okay. Jazz, I appreciate you playing. Good job. Now here's a great example of somebody came on maybe 4 weeks ago or whatever. Now she's got a great line. She borrowed it from someone else. That's what we're doing, and we're sharing. Let's go on to the conversation right now. So who would handle this conversation? That they want. If he wouldn't have said that, I would have asked the question, are you renovating to stay or renovating to put it back on the market? But he answered the question. Who wants to take it from that point?
I will.
Who's I will? Oh, Dr. Lauren, the house call lady?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
from that point.
Okay, so you got some feedback about the bathrooms. Would it be helpful to get a second opinion about that?
I don't know. We, you know, I don't think we need it. They need updating.
Okay. However, if you could get the home sold without updating the bathrooms, would it be worth the 15 or 20-minute conversation to see how we could get that done?
Well, maybe. I just don't see how it would be possible. Everyone has told us these bathrooms are really old. They've got jacuzzi tubs from the 80s, blah, 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 blah.
Understood. Well, listen, if it would be worth your time, I'll be in your area this afternoon at 4 or tomorrow at noon. What works better for you?
Okay, stop. All right, so anybody else? That was good. That was good. There's something else out there. I wonder if you guys know how to use it.
So probably, you know, how much is it gonna cost you, Joe? Like, have you calculated? And it will say like 10, 15, 20 minutes. So if
Hang on, just asking. So, Joe, how much had you planned on reinvesting in your property?
Oh, geez. I don't know. We got a quote for like $20,000.
okay,
Okay, go ahead, Tanner. Go ahead.
Joe, so and you're gonna have to spend some energy and time, obviously, right?
Yeah, I guess we will.
I'm just curious, Joe, if somebody came in and gave you, say, 15, 20,000 less than what you're looking for, just to save you the time and the energy, how would you feel about that?
Oh, you mean like an offer? I don't know. You know, I'd take. It would be great to have any offers, to be honest with you, Tanner.
You know, ultimately, the goal is to help you, you know, achieve the goal for the next move, and of course, save you the stress and the energy. It looks like at this, you know, whatever it was, based on that, you're looking to spend money. Now, what if we help you without you spending the money, still be able to make that move?
How would you do that?
Thank you. It takes about 15 to 18 minutes, you know, to show you how we could do that. And then you would decide what's best for you. So I could do tomorrow at 4 or the following day in the morning.
Okay, there's another way of handling it. Very good.
Very good. Denny.
You're putting doubt in the mind. Now, here's one other thing. You guys, this is a little tidbit you're not going to get everywhere. I want you to go ahead and make a note. The National Association of Realtors and the National Association of Home Builders, I think twice a year, puts out a cost value report. You can Google it, and it's broken down to different areas of the country. Now, here's the amazing thing. And this is where I thought you were going, Tanner. However, Tanner brought up a good, what if you could sell it the way it is? When you get feedback on a property, it needs updating. Please, that is Sanskrit. That's not the real issue. What are they saying? If the property
Overpriced. It's overpriced.
it's overpriced for what?
The
For the
condition.
condition. So here's the thing that I want you guys to know as professionals. When you look at that cost value report, and I always examine it when it comes out, and add a garage door, do a kitchen, and all these other improvements. There are very few, I could count on 2 fingers. The last time I looked at a report that if you invested this, you're going to get that money back. Everything else is less. So I would say, so Tanner, forget the time and effort. So you're going to invest 20 to get 10 back. How would you like to avoid that situation?
I like it even better. Wow, that's cool, then.
So how many people have never heard of the cost value report? Unless someone's doing the work themselves, meaning they have that ability, you have a brother-in-law who's a plumber. If you have to buy that and pay somebody retail to come and fix your house, you're not going to get all that money back. Lastly, there's one more thing, and this is, I'm just giving you strategy. When a seller goes to update their home to sell it, is their motivation to do it awesome and nice, like they're going to live there? Or is their attitude, how cheap can I get by with making this updated so I can sell it? And so when the buyer walks in and sees how cheap the seller did it, they're going to have to rip everything out anyway because it's going to be a total waste. Y'all see where I'm going, Vern?
Lipstick on a pig.
That's even more powerful. That I love it. Cool.
So, and then what's the probability that the taste of the seller is the taste of the buyer? Those are all little things you can bring up. And you what, if you want to help them, you get into a counseling, you have a copy of that cost value report. Hey, listen, I'd like to drop off this report that shows you all these things, and it breaks it down to granite countertops. My last comment on this, and I've learned this, and I think it's a great lesson. I had a listing one time, and what they did, they got feedback that they needed to update the kitchen, and they did, but they didn't update the rest of the house. So they still, the kitchen looked awesome. However, what do you think people saw when they went into the house? How good the kitchen looked or how outdated the rest of the house looked?
The latter.
Outdated. Yeah.
So you remember, this is my line until the day I die. If you're going to get a muscle car, I always wanted a 69 Camaro. If you want to get top dollar for it, you just can't do the interior. You have to make it mint, bumper to bumper. You know what I mean? So you just can't do one area of the house and it make any effect at all. It actually backfires. And by the way, I said, the seller doesn't want to do that anyway, Tanner. You were going down the road. Did you really want to do that work? What if you could sell it? Or wouldn't you rather, anyway, I've talked enough on that. All right, next, let's go. We're making good progress. We have 15 minutes.
May I add a nice line that's worked well? It actually even got us like a really nice investment property. It sounds like this. Hey, Tanner, what's more important to you? Selling it quickly? I mean, what's more important to you? Doing nothing, having those showings and selling it quickly, or making the updates, having some showings and soliciting the best number, or seeing how the market will appeal, seeing how the market will respond to it? I messed that up, but basically it's what's more important to you, doing nothing and selling it quickly, or making improvements and getting it ready for show and getting top dollar. Every once in a while, someone will want it quickly, and that's an opportunity to purchase it before you list it.
Making improvements and doing what?
What is it? Doing nothing and selling it quickly, or making improvements and getting the most for your dollar. I forget it, but
No, Louise, I like what you said better about waiting to see what the market thinks of it, because I think that puts, again, that level of uncertainty into it. I think you would just say, make the update, spend the money, and wait for the market to respond. I think that's better.
Same.
Good input. Good input. Good input. All right, come on. Who's next? We got hands up.
Oh, let's see. I'm seeing some invisible hands.
Yes.
It's hard to tell. I would like to hear John Eccles. And I saw a blast from the past, Trisha Bramble. Her video is not even on. Are either of those people able to participate?
I am here. My video is just not working for some reason. I have been trying to fix it for the last couple of days.
It's good to hear your voice again, Trisha. It's been a while. Is John Eccles able to participate? If not, Ali Cabrera is on. I guess we're going with Ali. Okay, Trisha, would you like, clearly, since you're not on video, this could be a phone call. Would you like to call Ali, or would you like to be at the table with Ali as an agent?
Sure. I'll be a phone call.
Okay, let's go.
And who am I again?
I think I'm the agent, right?
Right.
So do you want
And
to
what's
set
the
it up for Ally?
Yeah.
If I want to do it, what's it again?
Do you want to set it up for Ally? Is she a buyer, a seller, a FISBO, and expired?
She's going to be a FISBO.
Okay, let's go now.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Ali, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, Ali, this is Trisha with Keller Williams. I was passing by and I noticed your home on the market still, and was wondering if you had all your vendors and everything ready for that, selling that home on your own.
No, I'll get to that when I have a buyer.
Oh, okay. You're gonna get to it when you get a buyer. So how about if I pass by and I just drop it to you, so you don't have to look for it on your own? Since I'm already an agent, I have all of that together. But
Well,
tomorrow work for you?
You know, I really don't like dealing with agents too much. I find them kind of pushy and everyone's just trying to sell my house. I just want to be able to sell it and be done with it.
Oh, I hear you. That's right. I don't know why some agents are like that. I just don't get it. I do not want to sell your house. I just wanted to share some information with you, because when you sell your house, you know what? The value of the other houses go up, and that's good for business for everyone else. So I would like to help you sell it by just sharing some information with you. I don't need to sell it. I don't want to sell it at all. Can I drop that off
If you
tomorrow
want-
at 3 or 4?
Well, if you want, you can leave it in my mailbox. That's fine.
Sure, I'll leave that in your mailbox for you tomorrow, and then you can just give me a call once you go over it if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you.
All right, a minute
I-
10, that's pretty fast.
I wonder if she could have pushed a little, and again, I know that she said, you know, you don't want to be pushy, but I wonder if you could take it one step further and say, oh, I'd love to drop it in your mailbox. Unfortunately, law prohibits me from putting anything in the mailbox. So it'd be easier if I handed it to you.
Well, if you
Oh my
have
gosh.
permission, I don't think it's illegal if you have permission to do it.
No, you can't do it. No, they
No,
trust.
you can't.
They
you can't do
will.
it.
They will send you a letter or make a phone call. Just to have
Yeah.
knowledge
Oh, okay,
of
I didn't
people.
know that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
federal government will. Yeah, exactly. You can't do that. So I would take it that one step further.
But you
Oh,
know,
okay.
Dr. Lauren, Allie would have probably just said, then leave it at my front porch or put under the mat or something.
Yeah, maybe, but I would take that extra. You know,
I have a
I'd make her
question
do
for
that.
Trisha.
Mm-hmm.
So Trisha, I'm the call you just made, right? And you said you don't want to sell it, and I would say, well, gosh darn, I actually was looking for an agent. I guess I'll have to wait for the next call. Like if they offered you the opportunity to sell it, wouldn't you do that for them?
Yeah, but she also mentioned she doesn't like agents and she thinks they're pushy. So I didn't want to be pushy and prove her what she thought, which was incorrect. So I wanted to show a different side of agents where we don't have to be pushy or anything like that, and give her other values. And I also told her that when she sells hers, whenever that happens, other homes in the market are going to come up. So I'll be working on those.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
That was a good line. That was a really good line. Refreshing. Not heard that yet, Trisha. Where are you located?
I'm in Florida.
She's by
You
you.
said it-
You
Wait a minute,
invited me to come on the call when you came and did the one day for oh my gosh, at Boulder last day, and he was having a baby. Can't remember his name right now. Oh my God. In
Yeah.
Port Charlotte.
The Portugal, yeah. Well, here's my thing. You said a vendor.
Oh, so vendor,
A
VENDOR.
vendor. Oh, okay. Oh, what is a
Sorry, I
vendor?
probably spoke too fast.
That's okay. But here's my point. What's interesting, that is kind of an end around, see if it works. When I think it was Ali said, I don't like real estate. All they want to do is sell your house. I would have said, well, let me ask you a question. You want to sell your house, right? How would you like to channel all of that, want to sell your house and focus it so you can get it sold? How would you like to have someone kind of like orchestrate that confusion or something? Because she was saying, I mean, it was kind of funny. I want to sell my house, but I don't like real estate agents because all they want to do is sell your house. That would have been my opening right there. All right, number 7. I think we have time for one more, maybe 2, really fast. I wanted at the table. Come on. Who wants to handle an objection at the
What
table?
about Shar? Shar?
Shar?
She just disappeared.
No, she's here.
I'm here, but I
Oh,
am
there you are. Hi.
new.
Are you
I
game?
don't know how well I would do. I was just trying to learn from everyone.
I think
Well,
you
Shar,
would do
can you-
better than you expect.
All right. I'll help you.
Okay.
You're going to be at the table, and let's go. Tim, you did such a good job the last time. So Tim, you're going to be the seller at the table, and your objection is, I really don't want to be tied down to a 6-month listing contract. All right, Shar, ready? So that's the objection, Tim, and Shar, go.
Hello?
Well, you're at the table already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to be tied down to a 6-month agreement.
Okay, well, that's not an issue. We can still move forward and we don't have to do the full 6 months if you're not comfortable with that.
All right,
Yeah,
now,
like,
hang on a minute. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna help you a little bit. Normally, I'm in my studio, I'd have the slide behind me, so write this down. There is the formula to follow. First thing you want to do is acknowledge, which you did. Then you want to isolate. The isolation is 3 words. Other than that, Tim, is there any other, other than that, any other reason why we can't do business together?
no, I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, all right, so then what would be your next step, Shar?
Then I would say, great, how can we start to move forward?
All right, well then how long is the listing going to be?
Then maybe 3 months?
Well, okay, you know what, this, I'm going to help you out here. We're going to ask questions. So, Tim, you said you don't want to be tied down for 6 months, correct?
Yeah, I only want a 30-day listing.
A 30-day listing. And how did you come up with 30 days?
Because I think, you know, if you can't do it within 30 days, then I don't think you can do it.
All right, so what is your expectation that happens inside 30 days? I'm getting clarity how he's going to judge me. What's your expectation that happens inside of 30 days?
My expectation within 30 days would be full force marketing to get it sold. So I really want to be somewhere. I want to be, you know, across the state in Florida, you know, within, you know, by, I don't know, 60 days.
Got it. So, all right. So now it's free for all, not free for all. It's open. Who would ask a question? He left a lot of ambiguity there. What's a great clarifying question? Go ahead, Louise.
Tim, what if I told you that our contracts are only seven days long? What if I gave you a 7-day guarantee
7-day guarantee to what?
that you could cancel within 7 days if you're unhappy? Would that make you feel better?
Okay, good. There's one. Give me another one. What are you guys hearing him say? He said
He wants to
marketing,
be in
full
Florida.
force. Yeah, he said full force marketing, be there in 60 days. So what's going through my mind? So do you want a contract on it in 30 days? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. What would be another question? There's a point of clarity. What's another question you want to ask? You better ask it anyway.
Are you willing to price your home strategically so that we can accomplish that goal?
All right. Now, again, here, let me, that's where you need to go. But let me give you another way to do it. So Tim, do you realize that you have more control over the speed of the sale than I do? Does that surprise you?
No.
Now, what did I do? Rather than go into price, I got him into curiosity. I want him to have an appetite. I want him to smell the Cinnabons or the Annie's pretzels. I spend my time in the airport, so I see Cinnabons and Annie's pretzels. Well, you do that based on how we position it. So are you willing to do your part to have a contract on it within 60 days? You see where I'm going. Without really, I didn't mention price, it's about positioning, but I want you guys to know they control the sale of their home. You don't. So anybody go ahead.
I have a question. I actually met with a seller the other day. He had the house on the market for 1.4 million and it didn't sell, so he took it off. So when I met with him, he said he's going to lower the price to 1.29, 1.3 basically. And he said that he's willing to price it lower to allow more eyeballs on his property. And then, so he asked me, is that going to be a guaranteed sell? And I say to him, I cannot guarantee anything, but if you lower the price down, and pricing is really a marketing tool. but I don't think that's low enough to cause a stir.
Well,
So
you
how
can
would you
say,
handle that?
it's easy. I can tell you what's gonna happen. 1 to 3 things at that new price.
Okay, got it.
And I can guarantee you, you will not sell it for a price that you're not comfortable selling it for, because you're in control.
Okay.
Did anybody have an aha today? It's Friday. Congratulations on that. It's probably happy hour on the East Coast. I'm sure it is. I have a long time to wait. Anybody have an aha today?
Thank you,
I
Denny.
just did.
Did you learn anything?
You know what? I appreciate Kendra and her transparency, because I feel like sometimes I'm on these calls and everybody's just kind of hammering away, and you know, they're like rolling with it. And there's times when I'm on a call and I just feel tight, or I just feel flustered and I want to hang up too. So it's comforting to know that we're all in the same boat. We feel these things and learning how to work through it.
That's right. Good job.
True,
Appreciate
we
that.
only have humans on the call. We're all human.
Yeah.
And it's a safe spot. I mean, there's no judgment. I mean, everyone has their good days and bad days. And again, you should know that. Make sure you're in the right frame of mind before you make your outbound calls, and they'll be more effective. So anyway, appreciate it. Go to my YouTube channel if you need to. If you're watching this on a recording and you want to be on live, just go to coachdannygrimes@gmail.com. Have a great weekend.
Denny, before you leave, I
Yeah.
highly recommend that you go to the White Sand Dunes. I was there 2 weekends ago. So it's really nice.
Where's that?
Dunes. White Sand Dunes is not far. It's in, I think, New Mexico. It's only like 5 hours or 4 hours from where you are. Go to White Sand Dunes. It's really nice.
I'll put that on my list. All right, Susan. See ya.
All right.
Bye. Love you, mean it.